What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So for today I have a cookbook review. So this is the Pioneer Woman. This is her new cookbook, which is called Super Easy. This just came out, so I believe I paid $40 for it, give or take, on Amazon. This is Canadian, $36.99 on the back. If you have a Costco membership, then definitely check Costco. They usually have Pioneer Woman cookbooks. In general, I don't know if they have this one because I don't have a membership, but I do know that they're always the cookbooks are always cheaper at Costco than you would get them anywhere else. So definitely check them out. But I will link it below of where I can find it, at least online. So when I heard she was getting a new cookbook, I was really excited. I have, I think, every other cookbook that she's made, but then I was like, do you really need another one of hers? And I didn't get it right away. I was very hesitant to buy it because I just didn't know if I really needed it, if I was really going to use it, if it was really worth that much money. You know, it basically $40 with tax, at least here in Canada. And $40 is still $40 for a cookbook. It's still a lot. So I was very hesitant to get it. But I'm actually really happy that I bought it. I did cook a bunch with it. I haven't cooked everything. But I have cooked a lot. So what I do when I get a cookbook is I will go through it and I will flag, that's what these are, these little flags. I will flag and I will write down the recipe of all the recipes that I want to try. When I am cooking, I like to cook through the entire cookbook because, you know, trying new things, and I love to try new things and try new recipes. So I will write down the recipe name on the flag and then flag it, and then as I am making it, I pull the flag off. So I will pull the flag off and I will write down on the recipe whether it was good, whether it was bad, you know, what happened after I made it. So if I made something and I didn't like it, I will put, you know, I will put an X on it, or I will put notes, or like, don't add so much water or something like that on the actual cookbook. So I have cooked a bunch with this cookbook. I have a bunch of clips of cooking different recipes that I have done. So I'm going to show those now, and then we will do a recap at the end. So I'm making the Dolgana coffee. I'm sure that's wrong. I don't really know why I thought this was a good idea. I don't drink coffee, but it would be nice because it's obviously a cheaper way to get caffeine and a little bit better. It's better for you than like drinking pop all the time. So, you know, I'm going to give it a shot. So this is a tablespoon of instant coffee, sugar, vanilla, dissolved in some water. And then you're just going to whip it until it's a dark caramel. So let's see. All right, so it totally did change color. It's not nearly as dark as it was, which surprises me for some reason. I know that's what the recipe says, but I didn't think that was going to happen. I was skeptical. I am skeptical. So now you whip it on high for about 4 minutes until it is like a meringue consistency. All right, so it's kind of what it looks like. Don't know if this is what I want. I mean, this one I'm going to go with. I mean, it looks great. I don't know. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I don't drink coffee ever. So let's actually build the drink and see what happens. All right, so I did it. I don't know why I was so nervous, but I'm like freaking out. I don't know why. I'm very much a person that once I get something in my head, this is where my daughter gets things from. That's what it is. So once I don't like something, like, it's hard for me to change that thinking, even if it's wrong for whatever reason. So like I'm just not a drink milk person. So the way that this drink, she suggested making this drink, is you fill the cup with ice, then milk up until a certain point, and then you put your whipped coffee on top. So like because I know there's milk in there, I'm like afraid that it's going to taste like milk, which I know is completely insane. It's insane. I'm a big weirdo. But I wanted to try it the way that she suggested it. It's going to be hard for me to show you, but like that's kind of what it looks like. It's messy. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. It smells very much like coffee. I understand that it is coffee. Like I understand it's coffee, but it smells like coffee. Like a really strong scent, especially like right here. Maybe because it's instant coffee, maybe that's why. Would I drink it again? Probably, actually. Maybe this is my new thing. I definitely think it would taste better if I had like coffee syrup, you know, like the flavorings that you can buy, like Coffee Mate, and like it makes your coffee taste, you know, like whatever. So definitely feel like I'm going to get that and see if I like it better, because I feel like I probably would like it better because if it had more of that flavor, because it tastes like coffee. It's coffee. If you like coffee, then you would really like this. Kind of like a whipped coffee dessert thing. It's not bad. It's not bad. I would definitely do it again, but I feel like I would doctor this up a little bit. I don't know if I'd always make it with milk. Milk is just not usually my thing that I drink. But I don't know how else I would make it, but not the point. But I definitely going to get some like coffee syrup and see if that makes a difference for me. If I like it better, I might like it better. We'll see. It might make the world of a difference. Maybe I will start drinking coffee. Unlikely, but it's possible. So I mean, it's pretty good. All right, so I made this broccoli cheese stromboli. That's the picture. So this is basically what it ended up to be like. So in the recipe, it called for frozen bread. At least my grocery store didn't have any frozen bread. So what I did was I used puff pastry instead, which totally worked. I used the ones that were unrolled, is what it said. So basically you get 2 packets. So I put like 1 packet down and then put the filling in the center and then put the other packet on top and then folded it all together to make basically the same thing. But it was very good. So definitely recommend that. All right, so we made this beef noodle skillet. This is what mine ended up looking like basically. I've already had some, and it is really good actually. It's like a homemade hamburger helper basically. Obviously better because it's not from a box. So if you like hamburger helper, that's kind of your thing, then it's good. It is a very quick and easy meal. So like for kids on a weeknight, it would be a very easy meal to make for dinner. Okay, so that was all of the recipes that I made, at least so far as of filming this review. So numerous different things. When again, when I was thinking of getting it and I was very hesitant, the reason I was hesitant was because she has so many other cookbooks and her recipes are generally the same kind of idea. So I didn't think that I needed more, especially because I watch her cooking show on Food Network, and sometimes the recipes will be doubled. So I've seen before where I got like a previous cookbook and then I had the recipe in the cookbook, but then I also had it written down from the TV show when I watched the TV show, so like it was doubled. So I thought, I don't really need it. I can just watch I can watch the show. I ended up getting it because I think I got a gift card or a discount in some way. Like I got a deal in some way. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it, kind of like a present to myself. But I am really happy. I think I flagged every single recipe in this entire book, which says a lot because I'm kind of picky sometimes. I do love to try new things, but a lot of things will have avocado, for example, and I hate avocado. So it's actually very impressive that I flagged almost everything. What I love about her cookbooks is that she will put a picture for every single step in the recipe. So every single recipe has a picture for the main of like what it should look like at the end. So, for example, sorry, focus, okay. For this recipe, so there's a picture of every single step all the way to the end, and then there's a picture of the final product. I do cook a lot, so that's not really necessary for me all the time, just because I do cook quite often. But I love that because I feel like this cookbook is more accessible to more people. Not everyone cooks as much as I do, and not everyone likes to cook. So it definitely helps to have a picture of a goal in mind of not just the final product, but also steps. Sometimes if you are you're not an experienced cooker, you might not know what they mean by a certain step. It might be a little confusing. So I love the fact that they have pictures for every single step to make it super easy, which is, I'm assuming, why they put the title super easy. Everything in here is actually really easy, but it is still really good. She didn't do this a lot in this cookbook, but in most of her other cookbooks, she does variations so that you can change it and change it in certain ways if you need to. I was just making sure I was right, but yes. So that you can change it up if you are looking at some of her older cookbooks. If $40 is too expensive, then definitely get some of her older ones because they are a great way to kind of start out. And again, she will give you variations of things that you can change up and add on. Who I think this cookbook is good for. I think this cookbook is really good for anyone who is very busy, anyone who does not really like to cook that much. It's not a gourmet cookbook, so like it's not someone for like who wants really complicated recipes, but for a weekday, for a weekend, like a weekday, you have a family, you just want to make something very easy, this cookbook is definitely very good. And it's very good for someone who is not an experienced cook, who just moved out on their own. I would definitely give this to someone in their 20s who just moved out, not really sure, what they're doing with cooking, and like is not very experienced in that way. Because they have so many pictures, that it's hard to mess up the recipes, and it really is very hard. I love the fact that it has a wide variety of recipes in here. So she has some breakfast, and then there's a lot of different, and then salads and dinners and desserts. So like it has the whole range of the day. So this could be really a very good starting off point for any new person, anyone who's just getting into cooking. this is really a great starting off point for them. I definitely would recommend the book. I had a lot of fun cooking with it. I will continue to cook with it and cook the rest of the stuff in here. The only thing I would say was that I wish she did do more variations. In her other cookbooks, she has done variations, and I actually like that fact that you can change up, that if there's something in the recipe, like maybe you don't like that particular kind of cheese, I like the variation of, you can try this kind of cheese, which will be, give you this kind of flavor kind of thing. Some of them are like, it has a microwave, for example, like there's an omelet in a mug recipe, but I don't have a microwave. So it would be good to have those kind of variations, that if the person doesn't have that kind of equipment, what can they use instead? Which again, were in her other one. So hopefully if she makes another one, she can bring that back. That's the only thing that I would say is missing. Again, I don't personally need it, because I cook quite often, that I can adapt the recipe to what I have, what I need, what my personal tastes are, which is kind of the point of cookbooks, in my opinion. When you cook a lot, that's kind of the point where you want to get to. You want to get to a point where you don't need to stare at the recipe the whole time. But for anyone who's new, who doesn't really know that kind of thing, it would be very nice to do that, especially for the things that have certain kind of equipment that maybe people don't really have. Not everyone has a microwave, for example. So that would be my only suggestion for the cookbook. But other than that, I think it is definitely worth the money. Even if you spend $40, it is definitely worth $40. I will probably make every single recipe in this cookbook eventually. That will take me a long time, but eventually I will make every single recipe in this cookbook. And it's also a very beautiful cookbook, so it's something that I will display very happily, because it has so many pictures, and it is very beautiful. And I love that fact. So I definitely think it is worth the $40. If the only person I would say that it would not be worth for is if someone who's a very complicated cook, or like wants really complicated recipes, or wants something very challenging. Not gonna lie, the recipes are very tasty, and they're very good, and they're very easy and simple to follow, but they're not very challenging. That's the point. It's called super easy for a reason. It's not meant to be very challenging, but if you have someone who wants a very challenging cookbook, do not get this for them. If they are an experienced chef, they might find this a little boring. But for the regular person, a parent, a new person moving on their own, it is a great cookbook. It is definitely great because of the pictures. It makes it very easy to follow. So definitely I would recommend this book. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely like the video and subscribe to the channel to see more. If there's a cookbook that you have been thinking of, you want me to try, then definitely comment below. I love trying new cookbooks. It can be very challenging to know what to get, and what book is really good, what book you'll really get use out of. The cost of everything is going up. The cost of food is going up. The cost of books is going up. So when you spend $40 on a book, you really want to make it worth it. So I just thought this would be helpful to anyone who really likes cookbooks but has very limited spending money, to know which ones to get and which ones not to get. So if there's one that you've been thinking of that you want me to try, then definitely let me know, and I would love to try it out. I have some more cookbooks that I'm going to try and do some more reviews for, so look out for that, and definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to see that kind of thing. And that is it for today. Thank you very much, and have a great day.